Hey, ladies, welcome back to Somebody Come Listen to This podcast. This is your host, Nava. Please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you're new here, it probably won't help me at all because I'm being shadow banned for the moment. YouTube is pissed off at me, but go ahead and hit it anyway. Let's go ahead and get into this topic, y'all. Gosh. So, y'all know that a lot of men leave their women when they find out they're pregnant, or right after they give birth, or during the pregnancy. It has happened since the beginning of the time, but yet women just keep letting them get them pregnant and just I guess women are fucking around and finding out. We've been having that season for thousands of years. But just imagine if you give birth or if you're told that you're pregnant with multiples and your husband or your spouse leaves you like before you have them or when finding out or like even right after you have them. Can you imagine? Like even with one baby, like I have 2 kids and I remember like even with my husband there, it was traumatizing, y'all. Like, I hated hearing the stories of the women that, oh, my baby slept all night long, 8 hours a night from the time we brought him home, da, 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 da. Like, whatever. I hated those type of stories because I'm like, I didn't experience that. But just imagine. Like, I don't think I would be able to survive it, y'all. And it doesn't look like these women are coping well either. But this is why I say that you should never, ever, ever have a baby. If you said you didn't want to have a baby, don't let anybody talk you. Y'all, I'm sorry. My phone just cut off because my alarm went off, but I don't know where I was at. But I was saying don't ever have a baby if you didn't plan on one and you meet a man that tries to talk you into having a baby by him and you just made it up in your mind that you're going to be child free. Y'all, we literally have way too many people on this planet that are useless, and we have way too many men on this planet that are doing shit like just like abandoning their kids and like changing laws to oppress us and starting wars. Like we literally don't need any more people on this planet. We got people starving, going hungry. We got women being raped, children being raped. We got inflation. We got wars, rumors of wars. We have so much going on. Like right now would not be the time for you as a woman to just decide you're going to have a baby just because a man told you he wanted to have a baby. That would be so unwise of you right now. Like, as a matter of fact, you need to go get on some long-term birth control that'll last at least 3 to 5 years or something permanent. If you already have kids, go get on something permanent. Like, get your tubes tied. Just do what you need to do so that you will not get pregnant. Like, because, like, it's obvious now that their main reason to be here is to just, like, inseminate women. Like, to just pass on their seed and to just, not their seed, but just to get women pregnant and leave. And it's not just in the Black community. We like to think that it's just Black men that do that. But no, it is women all around the world complaining that their husbands are, even when they're in the house, they're not doing anything, and that they're leaving them for younger women, just leaving them, period. Just doing stuff. This is not new. But women are still acting like this is brand new. And they don't want to listen to the women that are telling them like, no, you might get lucky and get a man that'll stay around for some years. But you're not going to he's going to stay around, but it's going to be like he's not there. It's like, we all know about the single married moms, or he's going to be abusive. Like if he stays, it's going to be something that's just horrible that you have to learn to deal with or go crazy. And then if he leaves, you're going to have to learn to deal with these kids by yourself. And you're probably literally going to go crazy because most of the time women are so deep in love with these men that do these things that I've heard y'all say it over and over again, that you ignored all the red flags because you were in love. And most of the time you really aren't in love. Like most of the time women are in lust. And men know that. Men know that. It's their game to get women to just fall in love with them through sex. And it works. It works all the time. And men know this. And so when they're just trying to get you to fall in lust with them, a lot of the time, most of them are just wanting sex, but sometimes a baby will come out of that, and you thinking that is love instead of lust is excited about that, and he will act like he's excited about it, but the whole time in his mind he's like, yeah, I don't like you, you're not even cute to me, I got 2 other girlfriends, one of them got a baby on the way, I'm not staying with you. Because that's what they do. They just go from woman to woman to woman making babies, and it doesn't work out. Like, we see this in our family, we see it with our friends, we see it everywhere, but women are still like, okay, you want a baby? Okay, pop, baby here, man gone. Like, over and over again. So the definition of insanity is what, ladies? Doing the same thing over and over and over again for the last million years and expecting a different result. Like, it's just not going to happen. And like, for all of y'all that look at nature, National Geographic, y'all know the males on there do not stay. They get the women pregnant. The lions, I was looking at a National Geographic, the lion had a family, and then his cubs were like, I guess, wandering around looking for him. They were older. They were like looking for him, and he was all the way on the other end of the Serengeti in Lion King, in the Lion Kingdom, with a whole other family. And so his like older kids were like just kind of standing back looking at him while he was like just laid up with his other family. And like, it was so sad. Even though they were like just lions, I felt bad for them. Like, I felt really bad for them because I got empathy for the lions. But in all species of males, like, I always tell women, like, even if you're in a relationship, don't get shocked by anything these men do. I know women are not going to listen to me because women are so like digmatized. They're not going to listen. They're not my man, not my man. And it's like, if we have learned anything, we know that when you say not my man is the moment that you're going to get embarrassed by your man. So we know that. But let's get into these videos. Y'all, just imagine triplets and twins. Like, just imagine being abandoned with triplets and twins. One is enough. One is traumatizing. 2 will send you over the edge. 3 will probably make you want to take yourself just all the way off the earth. Like, but let's get into these videos and I'll be back after this.
Husband is leaving me after finding out we are having twins. Hi, I'm a 35-year-old woman married to a 45-year-old man for over 7 years. We have 4 beautiful kids. My husband recently had his birthday this week. I surprised him with a pregnancy test result that we will be having a 5th child. He seemed to have a meltdown when he heard it and he said no, it is impossible, we have been careful. I thought he would be happy as he said it himself when we were dating that he wants a lot of kids. I calmed him down somehow. Yesterday, I went with my husband to the gynecologist to have my sonogram and the doctor says I am 10 weeks pregnant and we are having twins. My husband was livid. He keeps screaming no 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 no. I lost count of him saying no. After his meltdown at doctor's office he told me that he just can't have 6 kids at his age. I got confused as what he is saying is I know he wanted a big family. He wanted it himself. I cried and told him what are we supposed to do and he keeps saying that he just can't have 6 kids. On our way home he says how he should not have gotten married and have kids and he does not know anymore if his life is worth it, that he'd be happy to have a reset button. I got so mad I told him that it takes 2 to tango, that creating a kid is not just my fault. Today I woke up with screaming and crying kids begging their father to not go. Turns out he already packed and ready to go. My 3-year-old is hugging his father's luggage and crying and his face is stoic. By then I knew I was stupid to committing a mistake of marrying him. It may be hard as I am pregnant right now, but I got a full-time job and we do have a nanny and supportive family and friends. It is best if he go, I do not need another baby to take care of. So, to my dear soon-to-be ex-husband Jerry, don't come back.
Why do couples break up after the baby? So, I don't have any children, right? But John Cannon did a great explanation as of the man's side of what he experiences while a woman is going through postpartum. Now, the reason why I bring up his video is because it is from a male perspective who is in a marriage where he loves his wife, right? And so he's there to care for her during the time while she's going through postpartum. Now, the reason why I say all of that is to go into what my point is. The reason why a lot of y'all can't make it through that is what I've been saying since the time I've been on this app. Y'all be having babies with people you do not know. You be having babies with people who don't love you, don't care about you. A lot of these men don't know you well enough. They've not built that type of bond to care or love for you in that type of way to deal with your emotions while they're going through postpartum. That's not what he was there for. When he signed up to deal with you, you were a fun time girl. Y'all had fun together. Y'all slept together all the time and y'all was having a ball. But now when things get serious, he is not here for that. He's not here for that because now it's not fun no more. And he was here for the fun. He wasn't here for your emotions being all over the place. He wasn't here for you crying out of nowhere, yelling at him, telling him what to do. That wasn't what he signed up for. Right? Baby or not, that's not what he signed up for. So now that things is getting too serious for him, he getting ready to bounce on you and that baby. And again, because he hasn't built that type of bond to love or care for you in that type of way, he ain't built that for that child either. So it's very easy for him to walk away from both of y'all. And now he's somewhere else finding the next fun time girl and going to have fun with her because, again, that's what he in it for. He in it for the fun. He ain't in it for all of that seriousness. He ain't in it for being able to handle stuff when it get too much pressure on him, right? But you would have known that had you dealt with him long enough to see how he reacts to different circumstances under pressure, right? But because this is the most serious thing that you've ever had to deal with him, because again, you don't know him well enough. Now you're truly getting to see how he reacts under pressure, and he doesn't do well. And he definitely don't do well under pressure with a woman that he truly never seen a future with. And that's the other caveat to this conversation, is that man, when he is not invested and does not truly love you in that type of way, he is not going to deal with the extra things that come along with you. When somebody truly love you, they love you through thick and thin. They love you for the imperfect things that you have. But when they don't and they not truly that invested in you, when you start becoming an inconvenience to them, you start not being as fun as you used to be, it's easy for them to leave you. It's easy for them to just continue to go on with their life because they never truly wanted you in the first place.
Y'all, a lot of y'all know who Dana is from TikTok. I don't know if I follow her, but if I do, it's just to use her as a case study in my videos. She is always so loud, so loud, and so wrong, and she just want to be picked so bad, y'all. She just want to be picked so bad. You could tell because all you gotta do is look in her comments, and it's all men in there. It's all men. Whenever you see all men in somebody's comments, you just know that's not a woman that you should be following. But anyway, I truly, at this point in my life, don't feel like men are really capable of love. I feel like they're capable of lust. They're capable of liking you. They're capable of a whole bunch of words that start with the letter L, but I don't believe that they are capable of like actually loving you. Not to the level that women are like out here loving them. I don't think they can do that. But I agree with her on one part. I agree that women are having babies with people they don't know. And I only agree with that because I don't think that most women know most men. Even if you're with a man for like 19 years, I really still don't think that most women understand men at all. And they don't know men, like the hearts of men, the thoughts of men, the ways of men. They don't know, even though they see it like continuously. The men are somehow able to like offset what the women have seen their entire lives with lies. If they can mix dick in somewhere, if they can get some dick in somewhere, they're going to be able to mix in lies with the dick. So dick and lies, that's the only two things they know, that they could just tell a woman anything and it's like she's good to go. Like like seriously, y'all, that I see it. I see it. Y'all see it. Some of these women have been knowing these men for years, and the kids are like older. They're triplets, they're older, even just singles. But and they still leave. So it's not just because you didn't know him, like she said, not just because you didn't know him good enough and he couldn't handle the stress. I agree with that too. I think that men are not built to handle the amount of stress that comes along with caring for a woman when she's pregnant. Some men can do it, very few. But I don't think a lot of men can do that. We just change when we're pregnant, and I just don't think a lot of men can deal with it. But every woman isn't the same during pregnancies. Like, so we're not all like hormonal and like crazy postpartum. We're not all like that. But still, even for the women that are not like that, the men still leave. Like, so it's like no excuse. Like, she's trying to give them excuses. It's no excuse. I feel like this is just who they are. Like, I've said it before in my videos, like, this is just who they are. They didn't want to have a family with you. Even when they tell you that they wanted a family with you and then they leave after, they didn't. They just, I don't know. A lot of men are out here talking about their legacy and building their legacy, especially in the Black community, y'all. Y'all hear Black men saying that. And I think to them, legacy means just busting a load and leaving. Like, that's their legacy. Nothing really, a legacy of dust. Like, you're like leaving all of these extra humans on the planet that don't need to be here, that are like literally growing up to be useless, because once again, women are out here having little boys and don't know anything about men or boys. Like, and that's why they're blaming us. Like, y'all raised them. Yeah, women are raising them, and women don't know anything about boys. We just assume that they're going to be like girls and they're going to be like us. They're going to think like us and see things the same way as us. And we get frustrated when they don't. And then it's just a hot mess. It's really a hot mess. But let's get into the rest of these videos, and I'll be back after this.
I fucking hate this. I hate this some days. I just, like, I'm never enough, and, like, I feel like I'm gonna disappoint one of my kids. And every time they go to sleep, it's like I didn't spend enough time with one of them, and my daughter, who's my own. It's Bethany again. It's the next morning. And today's my wedding anniversary. And I don't even know I'm on here. I don't. I found out at like 3 o'clock yesterday, and it's 10 o'clock today. I woke up. I had to bring my kids. Wanted to go to school. I have 9-year-old triplets, and one, she has medical needs, so we had to go to the hospital. But my other two, they wanted to go to school so they could laugh. What is this? What is it? How do we do this? I don't know why I'm doing this right now. This is crazy. I don't know. I'm an empty house.
I don't care if you don't agree. But if abortion is illegal, a man leaving a woman during pregnancy should be illegal too. Again, this is what I believe, not what you believe, and that's okay. But if a woman can't back out of pregnancy, a man shouldn't be able to either.
Do not ever trust anyone who says anything like this. There are a lot of women in the comments saying, yeah, you're right. I agree. This is facts. No. A man who does not want a baby is a dangerous man. Do not try to force people to stay in situations they don't want to be in. These men will take you and your child out. No, there shouldn't be a law that makes people stay where they don't want to be. Once you get pregnant, that baby is on you. You are going to be a single mother if that man wants to leave. That's why we should start taking pregnancy as women more seriously. It's a life or death situation when you get pregnant, literally. Women are dying left and right when they get pregnant. And come 2025 with these new laws, more women are going to die. So y'all need to start thinking about it and seeing it as what it is. And it's a life and death situation if they do change laws to make these men stay in the house with you when they don't want a baby. And yeah, if they didn't want a baby, you would think they would hold their DNA to themselves, but they're not going to do that. You know why? Because they don't have to. Because they don't have to stay with the baby. So no matter what y'all say, they're not going to do that. Unless somebody ties them down to a bed and castrates them, or either give them, make it to where they can't have kids. I can't think of the word. What are those damn things that men get? Vasectomy? They're not going to just stop getting y'all pregnant, because that's the way they stay attached to you. Especially if they're toxic. In their mind, they can stay attached to you. Yes, some of them want to leave after you get pregnant, but some of them, that's their way of being in your life and terrorizing you forever. So whoever is getting pregnant out here in 2025 in a world that's on fire right now, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't know what to tell you. Your government assistance is about to get taken away. And you don't have communities, you don't have the man there, you just solo dolo. Like, that wouldn't be a wise thing to do right now. Let's finish up the rest of these videos.
Let's dive into my ex-husband that hopped on a train and left me 2 days after I gave birth. Shall we? Buckle up, bitch. So at the time when I met this man, I was a Christian. And of course we did the whole Christian thing where we got married fairly quickly. Little did I know the person who I thought he was not who he was at all. I literally remember the day that we found out that I was pregnant, shit flipped like a fucking light switch. I mean, this man went from the nicest guy who came from a really good family to literally one of the most evil men that I've ever met in my life. I remember a few days after finding out that I was pregnant, I woke up in the middle of the night and he just was gone. And then I started seeing this pattern where almost like every 2 weeks or less, an argument would happen, and then he would use it as an excuse to go out and binge drink all night long. And let's just say whenever he would do that, 9 times out of 10, he would put his hands on me. I also remember when I thought that I was going into labor, I went to the hospital to go get checked, and the hospital would not allow him in with me because of how they heard him speaking to me in the waiting room. Just wait until we get into the following parts of the birth, what happened after, and where the fuck he was staying and what he was doing when he left me.
So I know it's a lot of y'all that only want to focus on Black women's issues. I'm just showing all women's issues because I don't want y'all being in a bubble and thinking that the things that are happening to us are not happening worldwide or globally. I want y'all to think bigger. I want y'all to see this as a man problem instead of a Black man problem. I'm not trying to be a mammy and protect Black men. I'm just wanting y'all to see that the issue isn't the color of the man. The issue is the man. Okay, let's continue.
Biggest things I hate is I've heard a lot of people go through this, and I get messages all the time. During pregnancy, when you're with somebody and that man doesn't want to be with you anymore, the sad thing is he lets you to be alone and do it alone. And that hurts me so much. Like, fellas, listen, you're a grown-ass man. You want to go party and pop bottles and drink for the next 9 months of your life? Go ahead. I mean, to be honest with you, she's better off without you, because at the end of the day, that mom is going to take care of that child forever. And you were never there to help her out for the 9 months. But you would never do that if you saw your mom pregnant. But a lot of y'all, you guys don't give a shit. It's crazy how it took 9 months for your mom to create you, and it took you 9 seconds to leave her. And it breaks my heart, dude. Like, you were in bed, you take that decision. You made that decision not to use whatever you used, and you enjoyed that 9 seconds, and then you busted, and now you have a kid with her, and you just don't want to take care of it. What kind of unresponsible parent are you? Like, you're a guy, you're a man. As a man, you should be there for her. Regardless if you're breaking up and you're not together, you should be a friend and help support her during her 9 months. Do you know that pregnancy is one of the most difficult things in this world that a woman has to go through? And they say it's like carrying your mom for the next 9 months on your back and just walking her everywhere she needs to go. That's how much pain it is. That's how much it is. It's hard carrying your mom on your back, huh, son? At the end of the day, because it's not your mom and it's a girl that you had a fling with, whatever, you had a relationship with, and you just immediately leave her, bro, it's disgusting. Like, go pop bottles. Go kick it with those girls. They're not going to do anything for you. But somebody is the mother of your child, and when she hits you with that child support, whew, get ready, brother, because you made the mistake, and now you got to pay the consequences. You got to be a man, and sometimes this shit happens, dude. So Respect to all you single moms and the ones that are going through pregnancy, and respectfully, you guys are taking care of your child. I love you and every one of y'all, and I hope everything is okay, and I hope you have a healthy baby, and I hope you have a healthy life. I love you all.
You should have never got pregnant by a man that didn't even want to have a relationship with you. And that makes me think, does he even want to raise a child with you? But since the seed has already been planted, there's nothing that you really can do but accept the fact that he doesn't want a relationship with you.
That's all you can do. Like, y'all gotta stop chasing these men down when they say they didn't want a kid. Even after they're born and they're not acting right, these men ain't acting right. Stop chasing them down. Stop trying to force your kid to have a relationship with them. That's dangerous for not only you, but for your child. If you're trying to force them to do something they don't want to do, that could be dangerous for both of y'all. They don't want a relationship with your kid or you. Y'all just gonna have to just suck it up, buttercup. Just do what you got to do after that, because it's a lot of women out here that are not listening. There's a lot of girls out here that are not listening to us when we make these videos, because they think that we're just bitter, and it's not all. So when it happens to them, if anybody gets pregnant in 2025, I don't know what to tell you. Like, take care of your kid. That's your kid. Now, like, y'all made it together. Good luck getting child support, especially in a certain community. Good luck getting child support. And you better hope he doesn't know where you live when you try to find that child support. You better not, if y'all have custody split half and half, do not let him pick your child up from your house. I wouldn't let him pick my child up at all. Like I said, if he didn't want it, I would not let him pick my child up. But let's get back to it, ladies.
Pregnant. He tells her that he is not ready to have a child. She still chooses to have the baby.
Okay, so a lot of times we need to take accountability for our actions and our own choices. And so we both was messing around. We knew we weren't in a committed relationship. We knew nothing was gonna come of it. You expressed to me already that you did not want to have a child, or you did not want to take care of a child. At that moment, I have a choice. You can go down to the clinic. I don't know where y'all's is at. Ours is on 8th. Or you make that decision on being a single mother and knowing that this other party is not going to be there. So that anger is misplaced, because he was honest in the beginning. And it's hard sometimes to take accountability because we both did it, right? So you think we both should be in this, but the reality and the harsh reality is a man does have an opportunity to walk away, and you need to make the best decision for you and your child.
Yeah.
I think hope is a bad strategy. I hope he gets his shit together. I hope he eventually gets a job. I hope he comes around and raises kids. Hope is a bad strategy.
Yeah.
So if the hope plan is the plan A in this situation, it's a bad.
Like, y'all gotta stop chasing these men down when they say they didn't want a kid. Even after they're born and they're not acting right, these men ain't acting right. Stop chasing them down. Stop trying to force your kid to have a relationship with them. That's dangerous for not only you, but for your child. If you're trying to force them to do something they don't want to do, that could be dangerous for both of y'all. They don't want a relationship with your kid or you. Y'all just gonna have to just suck it up, buttercup. Just do what you got to do after that, because it's a lot of women out here that are not listening. There's a lot of girls out here that are not listening to us when we make these videos, because they think that we're just bitter, and it's not all. So when it happens to them, if anybody gets pregnant in 2025, I don't know what to tell you. Like, take care of your kid. That's your kid. Now, like, y'all made it together. Good luck getting child support, especially in a certain community. Good luck getting child support. And you better hope he doesn't know where you live when you try to find that child support. You better not, if y'all have custody split half and half, do not let him pick your child up from your house. I wouldn't let him pick my child up at all. Like I said, if he didn't want it, I would not let him pick my child up. But let's get back to it.
He broke up with me when I was 6 months pregnant. It was not a good breakup. It was pretty bad. He would still come to the doctor's appointments and things like that, because I always said, no matter what, one, I don't believe you should ever stay with someone just because of a child. Two, I saw the way my parents still had a good relationship even though they weren't together. So it was a goal of mine to always still be able to do the same thing for my child. So we do still have a good relationship, a good friendship. We're cordial. We can speak to each other, but unless it's about Carter, we we don't talk.
And to the men that get women pregnant and then make them go through that pregnancy alone, it's a special place in hell for you, because pregnancy is mentally and physically draining. I was pregnant 2 years ago, and let me tell you, ain't no way I could have did it on my own. Thank God I didn't have to. But to the mothers who did, you're strong, because let me tell you, guys don't understand. They don't understand at all.
What is up with so many people having children, and as soon as they had these kids, or before these kids is even walking, really, they breaking up? Tragic stories. Most of these people, you know, they're not married, but like they breaking up, deciding to co-parent. I understand that it's tough. It's tough for everybody involved. It's tough for women. It's tough for men. It's tough for the strain that it puts on the household. It's on the household chores. Who's gonna cook? Who's gonna do the laundry? You now have to do that, right? Yeah. And it's like you have to snap into place. So I do understand where the arguments or the frustration could come, but I wonder where it comes from, where people just make a decision like, we're just not gonna be together anymore. We're gonna split.
You hit it dead on the head, bro. It's too hard. People aren't connected or haven't committed to something higher than themselves. Having gone through the experience, I could easily see how a man could be like, hey, I'm out of here. When you're married, both of you guys make a commitment under God, and there's something higher than you guys that you guys are both committed to, then it makes it a little harder to bow out. Walking away is some of the easiest things you could ever do in life.
Yeah, it is.
People are scared to face the hard shit. You know what I mean? And when you're not committed, you're not married, you don't have this covenant with God, you're going to run.
Y'all pay attention to when men are talking about this. They don't say the men left. A lot of them don't say that. Some of them do, but most of them will say they're breaking up. No, they're not breaking up. The men are leaving. There's a difference between them breaking up and having a reason to break up. But no, the men are just leaving. It's not the same.
So you got abandoned during your pregnancy, and just about that time for the baby to enter this world, and you're wondering, where is his awakening? When is he coming back so you guys can be the family that you always dreamed of? He is coming back for one of these 3 reasons that, you guessed it, only benefit him. Number 1, to secure that last name. That honor is for a father that chose to stick by a mother's side during her most vulnerable state of pregnancy, a man who is going to provide for that baby, a man who is going to respect the mother of that baby. And he hasn't proved any of that yet. Matter of fact, he proved the contrary by leaving. If you are not married, do not give that baby his last name. Reason number 2, he wants to see the big show. Yeah, he might have dipped off for all the blood, sweat, and tears you put through, hormones, morning sickness, just to leave you alone by yourself, but he's ready to see the big event. He doesn't want to be there to hold your hand, to all of a sudden make his wrong rights for him not being present during your pregnancy. He simply wants to be there, catch the baby, which brings me to reason number 3. He wants to get those pictures for Instagram. He wants everyone on the outside world to think that he is just a stand-up guy and dad of the year.
One of the reasons why a man leaves you once he finds out that you're pregnant is because he didn't like you enough to be there for you throughout the whole pregnancy. Now, I know you might think, oh, you have memories together, you've been in a relationship for years, blah, blah, blah. But if you tell him that you're pregnant and he leaves, he starts to misbehave, he's distancing himself, he's dating another woman, it's because he didn't like you enough to stay while you get pregnant. He doesn't want to go through that whole pregnancy stage with you because he doesn't like you enough. And that is something that a woman's ego finds hard to swallow, but that is the truth. Because if anyone had to be scared of pregnancy, it should be the woman. Anyone who's been in that labor room knows that that labor room is like a life and death situation. So there's no reason for a man to be scared because he's not the one pushing that baby out. It's you. So I talk more on this in my video, why he leaves when you get pregnant. Click on the link above and you'll get access to that video, and you'll see me talk about it more.
So sometimes when you're dealing with a narcissist, once you get pregnant, the gloves come off, like the mask actually comes off, and they feel like they can discard you or go back to their ex or move on to someone new. Because a lot of people don't realize this, is sometimes you are the new supply. Like the narcissistic person is using you to possibly make their ex jealous, to make their ex think that they have changed. Maybe they're giving you everything that their ex wanted. Like maybe their ex wanted a baby, so they gave you a baby. And now the ex is jealous and takes the narcissistic person back. Oh, I didn't mean to have that baby. She trapped me. She did this, she did that. And also, A baby is a way to keep you around for a long time, y'all. It's like, seriously. I think a lot of people think that babies mean 18 years. No, babies they grow up. They grow up and become adults. And those adults have babies. So you have to co-grandparent with narcissists sometimes too. So sometimes once they feel like they have you trapped, they become who they really are and get rid of you and try to come back. Sometimes they'll discard you and then come back later on when you have the baby. Like, oh, guess what? I didn't mean to do that while you were pregnant, but I just want my family back. They always, yeah. If I hear another, I want my family back, I'm gonna lose my damn mind. I promise you, I'm gonna pull out a dread. I promise you, if I see another, I want my family back. Text message, video. Make sure y'all subscribe. Thanks.
Left me and our newborn baby for another woman. We've been married for 3 years. I'm 30, he's 34. I had a baby 6 weeks ago. After giving birth, my husband was cold and so distant. I thought that he needed time to adjust to the new normal, but turns out he was actually planning to leave us. 2 weeks ago, he said to me that it's not working out anymore and he doesn't want to be married to me. He took all his clothes and left 2 days after. I just had this gut feeling that he was seeing someone else. I got into his email and found hotel reservations. He brought her on a vacation when I thought he was on a business trip. Searched her name on Facebook. Turns out this has been going on for a year. Like, he knew at least a few months before she got pregnant.
I was born a twin, and my father left us when he was from the story that I know, my father, when he found out he was having twins, he took off. So from then, when I realized my father wasn't in my life and I'm trying to find out about him, and I'm reaching out and I'm asking my mother to tell me stories about this guy, and she just has some. She deleted all the pictures or threw out all the pictures out of anger. I don't know.
Yeah.
So it came through her.
Since your father was absent, did you feel like a void? Did you feel different from like other kids growing up or anything like that?
Well, so my mother did a great job not letting me feel like that.
Okay.
Because she filled in the
You know, one of the hardest things I tell people is when you're a female, she's pregnant, you got to be there by her side. But a lot of you men, you take action getting them pregnant and then you leave. And what do? You find another girlfriend, you go party, because you know you only got 9 months till that baby pops out. You don't check up on her, you don't help her, you don't do anything. She does this 9 months to have your child while you're out partying and drinking. How do you think that makes her feel? Do you even think that's right? You may not like her, you may not want to be with her, it's totally fine. But to let her do things on her own as a mother, it's gonna be your first time, my dude. And you're out and you're drinking and you're talking to girls and you're like, yeah, I don't give a damn. And you're out there partying, sleeping with other women, but you're not ready to be a man. But you gave this woman a child and you're acting like one. You're not even being a man. You're not even stepping up, bro. A lot of y'all need to wake up. She's having your child, dude, and you're out there entertaining other people except the woman that's sitting there. And she's taking the pain, the emotion, the weight, the mental health, and you were ruining it for her, and it's hurting your child too. But you sit there and you're smiling like nothing happened, and she's sitting there crying every single time. You haven't seen one smile of her because of the fact that she's stressed and she's scared. The disrespect from some of y'all men is
Y'all, I just really do not think that men and women are really compatible at all. I think it's just the sex is what brings men and women together. And I feel like after the thrill of that is gone, most men and women don't even like each other. But then they get into these relationships and marriages and have these kids knowing that they don't like each other, knowing that they're like oil and water. And I just don't think men like women, and I don't think men like kids. And a lot of time men don't even like men. They like each other more than they like us, but most of the time they don't even like each other. Like, I don't think men like anybody. They don't like anybody, y'all. Gosh.
more painful for a woman that sacrifices herself and has a baby and then has so many needs to take care of the baby, and then the father of the baby leaves. If the father of your baby left you, it's so important to realize that it's not your fault. She's a selfish person that isn't mature enough to recognize your beauty and the beauty of this moment of you having a baby. It's difficult raising a baby by yourself, and hopefully you have family to help support you, but you're going to have wonderful joy as you witness and as you nurture this new life. The father baby that left you is not someone that's worth pursuing, and guess what? He's probably going to have an unhappy life because eventually he's going to realize that he made the biggest mistake of his life. My prayer is that God is with you and that you feel in your heart that you've done something beautiful and that you find happiness even amongst moments where you want to cry because life becomes so difficult. Understand that when you live this loving life, and nothing is more loving than actually creating life and nurturing life, when you do this, that your soul will be happy and you know that your life has tremendous, important meaning.
This is why we shouldn't listen to men. A lot of what he said sounded good, but then at the end he said nothing is more loving than to give or to nurture this life. No, what would be more loving than that is for you to decide not to bring a child into this world at all that is going to be in poverty, that is going to be in this world that is on fire right now, that is going to possibly have to go to school where kids are getting shot up, that is going to have their rights taken away if they're a girl and be in a handmaid's tale, that might possibly die one day trying to give birth if it's a girl, because she can't, or she might go to jail if she has a miscarriage, because they're considering that murder in some states if you have a miscarriage. Yeah, for y'all that don't know that. It's just so many reasons not to have a child right now. I actually think it would be selfish for a lot of people to have kids right now, especially if you don't have a community, which is most women. That is selfish because you're going to be raising her or him in a toxic environment. This entire planet is toxic right now. We have all been lied to. Women don't know what they're supposed to be doing to be women. Men don't know what they're supposed to be doing. So men just run. And women are just like stressed out trying to figure out where they went wrong. And then it's like women out here like me that's like, hey, look, this is where you went wrong. And then there's women fighting against me like, she's crazy. What's wrong with her? Like, who hurt her? It's just crazy. Nobody wants to hear the truth. Everybody wants to find out the hard way and then cry after. Like, I'm so tired. I am so tired.
For a long time, I could not grasp the concept of why this would happen. So you see couples that have been together for years, prior to having a baby. Then it's when they had that baby, by the time the baby's first birthday, they not together no more. And I'd be like, damn, like they done lived together all these years, they done been together, they done broke bread, you know what I'm saying? Everything seemed cool. Then I had to think about it. It was there for a good time, but not a long time. I had to think about that. Because in all actuality, while things are good, they're great. And there's a lot of things that come with pregnancy that a lot of men don't think about. The woman might not be able to return to work as soon as they think. They might have to do a little bit more than what they was doing before. And let's just face it, a lot of men just might not be down for that because they might not have never looked at that woman in that light to begin with.
So y'all, it's almost 2025. Today is December 22nd, 2024. And I'm going to need for women to go into 2025 wise. I personally don't believe that women should go into 2024 trying to find a boyfriend if you don't have one, trying to find a husband if you don't have one. I personally believe that women should start listening to the stories of other women and their families, their friends. I think you should start talking to them about all of their past relationships. You've seen many of them. You've seen they didn't turn out right. You've seen their marriages were terrible. You've seen their marriages ended horribly. Their men were psycho. They got abandoned with kids. Again, women have not been learning for centuries. We have been living, but we have not been learning. I need y'all to share these videos. Whenever you come across one of our videos on YouTube that you think could help other women, don't just help yourself and learn for yourself. I know a lot of us are talking about this, but if we don't start sharing these videos, the word is not going to spread fast enough. We already know that some women cannot be saved. They will not be saved. But in 2025, I need y'all to start working on trying to find ways to connect with like-minded women, whether online. I would love for us to be able to do it in person. And y'all need to start becoming a community. Because when these things happen, like when these men leave these women with all these kids, these women are devastated financially, mentally, some of them physically, because they get like sick and like either they're going to gain a lot of weight because they're depressed, or they're going to lose a lot of weight because they're depressed. And that is hard when you don't have a community behind you to help you with your kids when you're going through this. If you don't have a community of women that can talk to you and help you get through it, it's hard. It's like a death. Like, especially if you've been with these men for years and years and years, even if you know they were toxic, you've been with them for years. So they are a part of you, a part of your life, you feel like you're one with them, even though you're not. Like, you're not. You're your own person and they're their own person. But sometimes women's whole life and identity becomes that man. And that's why it's so toxic and hard when we enter into these relationships, if we cannot separate ourselves from them, separate our lives from them, our thoughts from theirs, the things we do on a daily basis, separate it from them. Like, do your laundry. Don't do their laundry. If it's bothering you to have to do all your kids' laundry and you don't want to do his, stop doing it. If your kids are old enough to do their laundry, start teaching them how to do their laundry. Women have got to start learning how to offload some of the issues that we are facing that are making us stress out. And the easiest way you're going to be able to offload that is to decenter men. Like, I know, like I said, a lot of people don't think if you're married that you can decenter men. You really can't 100%, but you can start doing it in little ways. Especially if you know that this marriage is not going to last, this relationship is not going to last. Start finding little ways to decenter your husband or your boyfriend. And if it's a boyfriend, just break up with him. If he's toxic, just break up with him. I can't tell married women that as easily, especially married women that don't have the finances or a community to back them up. All I can tell married women is to start detaching in any way you can. If you call your husband every day, stop talking to him every day. Stop calling him every day. Stop texting him every day. Try to start detaching. If you're in a toxic relationship, try to stop talking to him about stuff that's important to you. If you know he doesn't care, talk to him about stuff that involves the kids or stuff that's necessary for you to talk to him about, because most of the time they don't care. They don't listen to us anyway. If you have friends, talk to them instead. Like-minded friends that understand what you're going through. Start making your plan to get out. You know, you have to plan everything. Start saving $5 a month. $5 a paycheck. If you have nothing else, $5 a paycheck, $10 a paycheck. That way, when shit hits the fan, you won't just be homeless. Like, especially if you're a stay-at-home mom, you really, really, really need to start planning. If you're a stay-at-home mom and you have control of most of the finances, you need to start setting some money aside and thinking about your future, because a lot of women have ended up homeless because they were stay-at-home moms and didn't have, what they needed when they finally decided to leave. So yeah, y'all, just don't have to. I really don't think nobody should be having kids in 2025, but if you're pregnant, you already had your kids, that's fine. Just buckle down, y'all. 2025, buckle down. And because I think 2025 is going to be a horrible year, and that's why women really need to come together with this new election. And we are seeing the true colors of men in the government and just men in our families who voted against like our rights and don't even care to hear us out and see what we're talking about. They don't care. All they know is that it's a man president, and they think that he's going to do something in favor of what they need and want. They're selfish. That's why I made the video. I made a video that women need to get selfish, and it's not to be a bitch. It's right now is survival of the fittest. It's self-preservation. So ladies, get down in the comments and let me know if you have had any women in your family that had been pregnant and left while they were pregnant, or had babies and got left when they had those babies, or the man left when he was told that she was pregnant, or you yourself, if that happened to you. We need to start talking about these things and letting girls and other women know that this is most of them. I know you think not your man. You could be in love with him forever and he will still change up and switch up because he got what he wanted. He had a baby, tied you down, and now life is going to be harder for you. You can't trap a man. Regardless to what anybody thinks, pick-me's or men, it's not possible for women to trap men with babies. Men, they run from child support. They get new girlfriends. They just leave most of the time. It's a few women I've seen that leave first. But I think that's dangerous. I think it's really dangerous to leave your babies with men that you know are not capable of caring for them. And plus, that's just going to put work on another woman, because they're going to have the women in their family raising their kids. Because they don't have what it takes to raise kids. Shit, we barely have what it takes to raise kids. But that's only because we don't have community with women. That is the only reason that women struggle in these situations. But I'm going to get out of here, ladies, and I will talk to you next time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.